Hey guys, it's Miss Honer from the Clark building. Just checking in to make sure that everybody's hanging in there okay. And I wanted to share a couple things with you, some supports and resources that we have in our district that we would just like to share with you guys at home. And hopefully they'll be helpful to you, and also talk to you a little bit about how the counselors will be communicating through Parent Square over the next few days, weeks, and just go from there. So in the middle school and the high school, we have a resource, a group called Sources of Strength, or SOS. And this group was started in the high school several years ago. Coach Fuller and Coach Whitley and Mrs. Frazier and myself, we facilitate that group. And it just started this year in the middle school with Mrs. Javera and some other staff members that are leading it there. And it's a great opportunity for kids to look at when life is really tough, and life is tough. What kind of strength sources do we have to tap into to help us kind of get through or plug along during tough times? So I wanted to share with you what the Sources of Strength wheel looks like, and then we are going to talk about each section of the wheel as we go along. You'll hear from different counselors from the district about ways that you can kind of activate or implement or tap into those sources of strength. So the wheel looks like this, and I was thinking, like, what a fun art project to do at home, to create a wheel, maybe as a family, or some of your little ones that like to color or paint. This might be a cool activity to do for your art class. But I want to just touch on quickly the different sections of the wheel. So at the top here we have family support in the orange. And, this is the people that are our people, if you will. Who do you go to when you're struggling? Who are those people that kind of wrap their arms around you and help you through the difficult times? It doesn't have to necessarily be the people in your home, but the people that you're really close to. So how do we kind of tap into that family support when we're isolated like this? Next, we have positive friends. So who are the people in your life that kind of help to guide you on the right path? Those friends that encourage you, that cheer for you, that are just really positive influences on your life, that lift you up when you're struggling. Next, we have mentors in the green. These are people that that you look up to. It doesn't necessarily have to be a teacher. It could be a teacher. It could be a neighbor, a coach, just somebody that has made an influence on your life positively, and someone that you look up to, has good moral character and just kind of maybe some grit that you really want to exemplify. Next, for the blue, is healthy activities. So this, when it comes to mind when I think about healthy activities, is anything from like eating well to making sure that you're moving your body for like 20 minutes a day at least. Even the way we think could probably be considered a healthy activity. So that's another area or source of strength. Next is generosity. So how are you serving others? How are you being generous with the things that you have, whether it be your time, your talents, gifts? What are you doing to be generous? How can you be generous during difficult times? Next is spirituality. So I think about spirituality in that, that part of us inside, our soul, our mind. How are you aware of the strength that comes within it, and how do you access that? Next is medical access. So a lot of our medical access, or places that we would go to seek medical care, are kind of shut down and doing distance right now. How do we still kind of access that help when we need it? And then finally at the top is mental health. What helps you when you're struggling with anxiety or depression or anger or some of these really difficult emotions or feelings that we're all definitely being confronted with currently. So how can you kind of tap into some coping skills and strategies to access that when you need that for mental health concerns? So wanted to share this wheel with you, and know that you'll be hearing from the counselors about the different topics and maybe some strategies or suggestions or resources that kind of fit in each of the different categories. And this is kind of the anchor that we'll use to communicate with you over the next several days and weeks. One more thing I just wanted to share with you that I read this morning that was encouraging to me is it said to get through a crisis, you need to exercise your gratitude muscle. And it talked about like having muscle memory, and muscle memory is when you have done an activity over and over, you've practiced that your body just kind of, your muscles kind of know how to do that. And so to exercise your gratitude muscle is to say that in spite of difficult circumstances, there is good. There are things that I can be grateful for, thankful for. And I really want to encourage you and maybe challenge you to call that stuff out. So maybe as a family, you can talk about, in the midst of this difficult time, what is there that we can be grateful for? This morning I heard birds singing, and that's a sure sign of spring, and I'm super grateful that we are moving in that weather direction. So small things, big things, look for the good. I have this sign in my home that says there's gold in every piece of your story, and I think that aligns with this message, that there's good, there's always good things to be grateful for, and keep focused on that. And it's a good practice. So more from the counselors coming soon. We miss seeing you, and I hope everyone is hanging in there. All right, see you soon. Bye.